You're listening to an Airwave Media podcast.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neil, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Ken, in the house with Jeff. What's up, Jeff? In the house.
Not too
in
much,
the house.
Not too much in the house. How are you, Ken? How you find yourself
fine.
in the house?
We got Matt. What's up, Matt?
I felt like that was a very jovial welcoming. I appreciated it today.
You know, I've been a little sleepy today, so I said I'm going to come in hot.
Okay. In the house with Queen Latifah.
That's right. And Julia's here as well. Thanks for coming in, Julia.
Hi, guys. Happy to be here.
Yeah, well, we are missing Neil today. He's feeling a little bit gassy, and he was a little fussy because of his gas. The gas thing will make sense in a minute here when we introduce our guests. But, yeah, we're happy to have Julia join us today. Matt, of course, and my friend here, Jeff, in the studio. We're going to hold hands.
Two mentions.
We're going to hold hands.
It's good.
That's why.
The whole time?
Because we're going to be a team today.
It's a lot of sweat.
Excellent.
Yeah. And we have a great host today. She's coming to us from Southern Wisconsin. She's an Oakland 5 supporter, and I had the pleasure of meeting her at Liquid Courage's game of trivia a couple months ago. Martie,
Hello.
good to see you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I've been listening for well over a year now. I live in Southern Wisconsin, safety manager for compressed gas company. A lot of time on the road, so a lot of time listening to Triviality. So thank you guys. I'm looking forward to hosting an episode.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. So you work for a compressed gas company, and that is Neil's issue today, of course.
We love all these listeners who have just discovered us in a year and in a compressed amount of time have just gotten 7 years of content.
Correct. Really running up the numbers, and we appreciate that. We need the numbers. Download the episodes. Don't have to listen to them, but
just download them all.
Hope you do.
Let it run on zero volume the whole time. That's what Bieber did.
Put it on overnight. Since you work for a compressed gas company, we're going to do gaseous team names. So, Matt and Julia, what did you guys have?
Oh, I kind of want to be gaseous clay now.
Oh, that's great. Yes, let's do it.
Said that, so we're going to change.
All right, gaseous clay.
That's us, gaseous clay.
All right, Matt coming up with all the good names. So he came up with 2 good names for you guys.
Muhammad Argan, they called him Cassius. Because they called him Gaseous, yeah.
And Matt came up with our team name too today. We're going to be Helium, actually. That's all the clerical work we need to do, right? We did everything? I'm not forgetting anything. I need Neil here to guide me.
Neil won't be mad later when he listens.
Neil won't be mad.
The Patreon drop after scene 1. What?
As long as Neil's not mad, I'm not mad. Martie, we're excited to play the game, so let's go ahead and get the rules so we can jump right in.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop.
Okay, we have the rules. Martie, take it away.
All right, question 1. Fashim Rajad Najem has a mashup, not with his typical accompanying autotune, but an instrumental backing. What is this singer better known as?
All right, Jeff and I have a guess, an educated guess. Might be wrong, but we're going to go with it. What do you guys think?
Do you know this one, Matt?
Do I? No. Do you?
I'm just thinking, who's our most famous auto-tuner?
Yeah, Cher. Oh, you mean T-Pain, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Do
thinking.
you believe?
Yeah, we'll go with The Pain,
Yeah.
otherwise known as T-Pain.
Yeah, we thought about T-Pain. We wanted to think a little bit outside the box, so we were going with DJ Khaled.
Correct answer is T-Pain.
Yeah.
Should have just take the candy. Somebody offers you candy, you just take
the
it.
candy. Yeah. That's bad advice for children, though. Don't
Yeah,
do it.
if you're a child, don't do that. Oh, that's after Halloween. We're fine.
All right. So, question 2. So listening to another podcast curated by chance, and they talked about Prussian blue, and I was like, oh, I've got a question that kind of relates. So Tyran purple was discovered by the Phoenicians, or by Hercules' dog, if you'd rather trust an oil painting by Peter Paul Rubin titled Hercules' Dog Discovers Purple Dye. The first recorded instance of purple dye comes from the crushing of what?
Julia seemed really excited about this one.
Oh, do you know how many times Lauren and I had just geeked out about colors and art? I think we can lock this in. Matt.
Huge fan of Hercules' dog. We're locked in.
The very first instance of purple dye from the Persians.
I think it was crushed up like snail shells.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's wild. Not grapes?
No.
Okay. It wasn't the grape stomping lady from YouTube, but on snail shells instead. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been painful.
All right, we'll say the bizarre answer of snail shells.
Gaseous Clay is also going to say snail shells.
The correct answer is snail shells.
All
Wow.
right. Snails,
Jeff coming in clutch.
snails never fails. Remember that.
I was thinking that.
Makes me want to wag my tail. Snails.
That's blue. It's close.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, question 3. The notorious Barclay Ultramarathon is 5 laps of 20-ish miles. There are several unique aspects to this race, such as the start time of the race is unknown and marked by the race director blowing a conch shell and lighting a cigarette. Additionally, there are no maps, technology, or aid stations allowed. How do runners prove they have hit all check-in spots? Hint, runners are only issued odd numbers, and their numbers change each loop.
Normally, I love reading like outside onlines, like long form articles about like insane challenges outside. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
No technology, so it's not like they're taking a selfie.
Right. It has to do something with even numbers or...
Yeah.
But I don't know what that could possibly be.
Could it be like a math problem? Could it be like... No. The numbers change each loop.
Could it be like they got to grab like a scavenger hunt type of thing? Or they got to grab a flag or some kind of...
Yeah, I think like a flag or something.
Yeah.
Like a flag would be
like in Double Dare when they grab the flag out of the nose.
Out of the
I think
nose.
that's probably
yeah.
how this works too. Yeah.
It is. Every checkpoint is a Double Dare nose.
Yeah. Okay.
And they pull the flag out.
Yeah, we're saying
That's what we're going
grab a flag.
I like that. I'm going to say that the competitors get a new number at every checkpoint and that they're escalating. So by the end of the race, you could tell if somebody's completed them all because their number's high enough.
So they have to rip a page out of a book. There's books staged across there, and so they get a different number. So if you're 2 or 7, or, well, 7 wouldn't work, obviously, but they rip out the page. So you can't have even numbers because somebody would have grabbed the reverse page.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
As a fan of competitions, I like that. And as a library professional, I do not.
Yeah.
Noted.
Oh, yeah, you got to look into this. I have to look into this. Apparently, the Barclay course was the brainchild of Gary Lazarus Lake Cantrell and Carl Raw Dog Hen. And you know you're in for a good time when you're
When the Raw
Lazarus
Dog's
and
there?
Raw Dog? Hell yeah.
You're listening to Lazarus and Raw Dog in the morning.
In the mornings. Hey, let's go.
Yeah, there's been minimal people that have completed this. The first woman finished it this year, and she's like a vet from France, and it's just absolutely insane.
Well, it's
Like,
nice
these
for
people-
her to take some time away from the animals to do
Right,
that.
right.
Apparently, the
Oh,
registration...
the other kind of vet. Right.
Apparently, the registration fee is $1.60, and you have to make a donation of a pack of cigarettes.
Why is this
And
like
I wish I was making this up. This
Mad
sounds
Libs the race?
insane.
Yeah, so it started because some guy found out that somebody escaped prison or jail in this area, and some guy's like, I could totally run that. I could have gone farther than him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, bet. And so he created this crazy race.
That's amazing.
All right, question 4. In the book and the movie, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, what is the name of the ship?
So, Ken, you
Just
just
read it.
Hitchhiker's
Yeah,
Guide to
just
the
read
Galaxy?
it.
I know, I heard that you read it, and I was like, he better know it.
This is year 7 of me saying, I'm going to read that book.
Well, I just read this book. I finished it a couple weeks ago. Can't remember the name of the ship. I'm really going senile here. We're just gonna say it's the Nostromo.
Okay. If I recall, it has a silly name.
Everything in that has a silly
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, but like a
You're not narrowing it down,
like
man.
a what's its name or like a fancy flight. I don't know.
Ooh, a fancy flight.
Linden-
I like
Fizzy lifting
that.
drink.
Lindenberg too.
I got nothing. This is one of my blind spots in Trivial. I know you're
good.
supposed to bring a towel.
Yeah.
And I know the number.
It could. This will be Spaceship 42, and we don't know anything.
Yeah. You know what? That's what we'll pick.
Yeah.
We'll pick Spaceship 42.
Electric Boogaloo.
All right, what is it, Marty?
Heart of Gold.
That's less silly than I thought.
It is less silly. All right. Question 5. We're not in Kansas anymore. What logical fallacy is when you oversimplify or exaggerate an argument and then attack the weak part of the claim? Example, saying happy holidays means you're anti-Christmas.
The war on Christmas is over. Christmas won.
Christmas won. Shout out to Christmas.
So, Marty, you read the question twice for us, and it took me 2 reads to catch on to everything. And me and Jeff are in concurrence.
Okay, so it's not a straw man argument, or is it?
But is it? Is that Oz? Is that our Oz link?
Oh, it's possible.
We're not in Kansas anymore. I like it.
Okay, because I thought the straw man was more arguing against a person, creating an argument and then arguing against it. But I guess that's similar. Or maybe it's
I think you're thinking of an ad hominem fallacy.
See, here's that class.
Jeff is the
coming
straw
in.
man. He's the one I'm always arguing against. So you want to go straw man?
Jeff's the straw.
I think that's perfect pull.
Cuckoo Cachoo.
I'm the Eggman. Or the Walrus. I don't know what I am anymore.
We're saying straw man.
And we agree. We said the straw man fallacy.
Well, good. You'd both be right.
All right.
Straw man.
Thank you for listening to the titles of the questions and things, because I always gloss over that and it's always a clue and then I feel silly afterwards.
I did the same thing. I was like, well, straw man. I was like, and then I wasn't even thinking anything past that. I was like, no, that's not right.
I wrote down Topeka, Lincoln, and Munchkin. So
I was hoping it was like a
here's where my
Toto
brain is.
fallacy.
We're
or
getting
something.
there.
Yeah, the rock chalk Jayhawk fallacy.
All right. After 5 questions, looks like we are behind 20-30.
All right. Question 6. All right. So, movie in the middle. So, you're watching a movie, and then the second movie you watch has to share an actor with the first movie. Then the third movie you watch has to share share with the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, I will give you movies 1 and 3, and you give me what movie goes in the middle.
Okay.
So, for example, because I know that's long-winded. For example, if I give you Idle Hands and the live-action Cat in the Hat, you would say Austin Powers, because Seth Green is in both Idle Hands, and Mike Myers is in both Austin Powers and Cat in the Hat.
Okay.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Your 2 movies, your 1 and 3, are Heredity and Swiss Army Man. So what movie would you watch in between?
All right. We thought about this long and hard. It's been about at least 10 minutes, I would say, that I just cut out to the benefit of our listeners. What do you guys have? Did you figure it out?
We are not sure if we figured out. We have named a film in which one of these actors is also in.
Yep.
And we're going to go with There Will Be Blood.
Okay. That does feature Paul Dano, and we're picking a movie that also features Paul Dano and Toni Collette from Hereditary, and we're going to say Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, that's the movie.
Correct answer is Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, we couldn't get the Toni Collette. We just kept circling, and we were not getting anywhere.
Question number 7. Buttermilk is the leftover liquid in making butter. It's used in baked goods, mashed potatoes, fried chicken. If I didn't have buttermilk, what could I use as a substitution? Bonus points if you give me the amounts or ratios to make it.
So these guys are locked in. I've heard of people putting applesauce in vegan recipes. I think it's to replace eggs, though.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a binding agent.
Interesting.
But we could say applesauce.
I
don't bake.
Buttermilk. Yeah, I don't. I follow recipes to a T because I'm
you
like
bake?
one of those people. Yeah. Just made some banana nut muffins the other night.
You're about to enjoy a cookie.
I'm about to enjoy a kolachki right now. Yeah.
Let's say applesauce.
Oh, sure.
We're
My
going to say
husband-
applesauce.
My husband is also a recipe rule follower to a T, so if it calls for buttermilk, he will buy buttermilk. Whereas I was raised to be thriftier, so I do. It's like a cup of milk to like 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and you let that curdle.
Oh,
Yep. That's the correct answer with the bonus points.
wow. Bonus points.
Yep. You could also use lemon juice instead of vinegar. Yep. Question 8. Dear Strong Bad, Texas, Carolina, Drop Shot, and Wacky are all used in what type of hobby? Although I don't know if it'll work better with the ladies.
I'm an elder millennial who did not spend a lot of time looking at Strong Bad.
You didn't go to
so
homestarrunner.com every single day?
No.
Oh,
No.
missed out.
We did, but we still don't get it. Although I will say, Jeff, Strong Bad is like a luchador
Yeah.
wrestler, boxer. But this doesn't seem right.
Here's a crazy idea.
All right, we're locked in.
What's the work better with the ladies, Matt?
That
What works with the ladies, Matt?
couldn't tell you. I think this is potentially a fishing thing. Because Texas and Carolina, I think, are different types of lure. I don't know.
Okay.
But
Sure. What kind of fishing? Fly fishing?
I don't
lure
know.
fishing?
Just general
Just
fishing.
general fishing. We'll say.
Big bass fishing.
Yeah. I don't know how that applies to Strong Bad either. But it doesn't matter because I think that's the answer.
All right. We're going to go with fishing.
Never heard of a phishing email? We said fishing.
Correct answer is fishing.
Nice
There is
job.
a fantastic Strong Bad where they asked about his lures and jigs.
Oh,
And he says it also works with the ladies.
I see. It's been a few years since I've seen a Strong Bad.
It's been a while, but it's one
Now,
of
if
those.
you have any salad fingers questions, I got you.
No. All right. Question 99. Gina's former lover, brother, ex-brothers, regulation on the relationship between pressure and volume of a gas at a constant temperature. What is that called again?
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay.
I got this. How you doing, Matt? You there?
I thought this was about Martin at first, so I don't know.
So, both times that I was on maternity leave, I watched the full entirety of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh.
This is Gina and Charles Boyle
Oh,
on
okay.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So
Boyle's
that's going
Law.
to be like Boyle's Law.
Yeah.
Boyle's Law is like Boyle's Love, Ken. Hard and fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said Boyle's Law.
Yep, you're both correct. Boyle's Law. All right. Question 10. Not very smooth or much of a criminal. What is the name of the CPR dummy?
So I know the story. I think it was like it was modeled after somebody who drowned, right?
Oh, wait. Smooth Criminal. Annie.
Annie.
Are you okay?
Oh, okay. We'll say Annie.
Yeah, we said Annie.
Yep, and her name is Rescue Annie, or Annie. And that song is doing CPR.
Now, can you do the CPR to the beat of Smooth Criminal, or is it just staying alive?
Or would you kill
Oh,
them?
I thought it was How Deep Is Your Love?
How deep is your love, according to Homer? After 10 questions, it looks like Gaseous Clay is still the greatest of all time with 75 points. Helium actually is not in a position to inform anybody. But we're still playing strong. We got 60 points. Before we move on to the swing round, just want to remind all of our listeners how important it is that we continue receiving support on Patreon. We can't thank our Patreon supporters enough, including Martie. Thank you so much, Martie. It really is the way that we're able to bring all this content to you on a weekly basis, our regular episodes, our mini episodes that you're getting on the reg now, including all the bonus episodes on Patreon that you get at the $5 donation. For a measly $1 a month, it's measly to you, but it means a lot to us, because if everybody gave us $1, we'd be in great business, right, Jeff? He's nodding. Yes,
We would have many dollars.
We would have many dollars.
We'd have several.
and that helps us keep the show going in perpetuity. So please do consider that. For $1 a month, you get the ad-free episodes, including this rambling, which will be cut out of the episode for you on Patreon. And without further ado, let's jump on into the swing round.
All right. For the swing round, I'm going to give you a bird, a state flower, and a state tree, and you're going to give me the state associated with it. A few of these have a state listed in the name of it. In that case, I will just say the word state, because some of them correspond with the state and some of them don't.
Okay.
Okay. So, first one, your bird is the northern mockingbird, your flower is the magnolia, and the tree is the southern magnolia. Number 2 is the willow ptarmigan, the flower is the forget-me-not, and the tree is the Sitka spruce. Number 3, your bird is the western meadowlark, your flower is state grape, and your tree is the Douglas fir. Number 4, your bird is the brown pelican, your flower is the magnolia, and your tree is the bulb cypress. Number 5, your bird is the greater roadrunner, flower is the yucca flower, and the tree is the pinyon pine. 6, your bird is the American robin, flower is the mountain laurel, and your tree is the white oak. 7, northern cardinal, flower is violet, tree is white oak. 8, your bird is scissor-tailed flycatcher, your flower is state rose, and your tree is eastern redbud. Number 9, your bird is the common loon, your flower is the pink and white lady slipper, and your tree is the red pine. And for number 10, your bird is state gull, your flower is the sago lily, and it does not have a state tree.
Awesome. We will consider these, and we'll be right back after this message. As trivia players, we are always looking for new and exciting ways to play even more trivia, and that's why we're excited about BP Trivia.
BP Trivia provides various formats of high-quality trivia for all skill levels. Take quizzes online, track your stats, and compete against yourself and others. Our flagship trivia league, the Championship Series, is daily fun. Compete against players of your skill level, earn achievements based on your performance, and see how high you can rank up before the season ends.
Their promotion and relegation system makes sure you're always competing at your skill level, whether it be as an absolute beginner, a pub trivia enthusiast, or skilled enough to be competing amongst the ranks of potentially Jeopardy champions, stars from The Chase, and some of the other world's best quizzers.
And these questions are handwritten by award-winning writers and are hand-graded every day.
So please visit bptrivia.com/triviality for a free month of BP Plus, which includes entry into the Championship Series, our flagship daily trivia league. The 2025 Championship Series season begins on January 6, 2025. Enroll now to secure your spot.
While Jeff may be the science guy on our show, I'm always looking for new ways to learn about the truly mind-bending ways science is shaping our world. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, Curiosity Weekly, a podcast from Discovery. Each week, they unpack the latest science and tech news with expert guests who make even the most complex topics easy to understand and seriously fascinating. Ever wonder why you can't put your phone down? Neuroscientists are studying TikTok to figure out which chemicals in your brain make it so addictive. Or how about clean beauty? It wouldn't even exist without cosmetic chemistry. Did you know planes can fly using recycled plastic jet fuel? Yep, that's real. And AI? It's deciphering ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics and even helping build robots that might feel pain. Here's why I love Curiosity Curiosity Weekly. They make science relatable, showing how it shapes our everyday lives. From the fermentation process behind your favorite beer to the neural networks powering your GPS, this show connects the dots between science, tech, and your world. So what are you curious about? Find out on Curiosity Weekly. Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
Imagine what's possible when learning doesn't get in the way of life. At Capella University, our game-changing FlexPath learning format lets you set your own deadlines so you can learn at a time and pace that works for you. It's an education you can tailor to your schedule. That means you don't have to put your life on hold to pursue your professional goals. Instead, enjoy learning your way and earn your degree without missing a beat. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
We are back, and we have some states listed here for sure. There are at least one of the 50 states that I can confirm. Whether they're the correct ones, that's up to Martie's discretion. So let's go ahead and get the questions one more time. We'll give our answers, and we'll see if we're right or wrong.
So, number 1, northern mockingbird, magnolia, and southern magnolia.
We thought maybe Mississippi.
Oh, that's a good answer. We went with Georgia.
Correct answer is Mississippi.
Ooh. It's all downhill from here, guys.
All right. Number 2, the willow ptarmigan, the forget-me-not, and the Sitka spruce.
We thought that sounded like Oregon.
We're going to go with Alaska.
That's Alaska.
Sitka. Great insight.
I literally just had a question on my Monday trivia about the forget-me-not being the Alaskan state flower. That's how we got it.
All right. Number 3, western meadow lark, state grape, and the Douglas fir.
We said California.
Oh, that's a good one. We went with Colorado. And you know what? I'm going to say that Matt said California, and I talked him out of it.
Need to go a little bit more north. It's Oregon, and the flower is the Oregon grape.
We figured they had California raisins. They probably came from California grapes.
Yeah.
We were wrong.
All right. Number 4, brown pelican, magnolia, and the bald cypress.
I feel this is Florida.
Ooh, we are going with Louisiana.
Correct answer is Louisiana.
Okay,
I talked
can I
Jeff
tell
out of that
you-
one.
When I was like learning, all the sports and everything for trivia purposes, and I found out that there was a professional sports team in America called the Pelicans, like I just couldn't get over it.
Shut everything down after that. Yeah.
All right. Number 5, the greater roadrunner, the yucca flower, and the pinyon pine.
We're thinking Arizona for this one.
Ooh, we went right across the border, and we were saying New Mexico.
It is New Mexico. Okay. Number 6, the American robin, the mountain laurel, and the white oak.
We're saying West Virginia on a whim.
And I think I lived here. I think it was Pennsylvania.
It's Connecticut.
Ooh, okay.
You're both. I mean,
don't feel so
it
bad.
could have worked for any of those states over there, right? Number 7, northern cardinal, violet, and white oak.
I think this is Illinois.
Is that right, Matt?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Matt says
I
that
moved.
Missouri freaking loves their Cardinals, so we're going with Missouri.
It is Illinois.
Oh.
It's about time we got one back.
I was like, oh, and the animal's the white-tailed deer.
Right.
Did a project on Illinois in 5th grade, kind of. It's the only
Great.
thing I remember.
Great.
Number 8, scissor-tailed flycatcher, state rose, and the eastern redbud.
We just thought Georgia Rose sounded nice.
That does sound nice. We went a little farther north and said North Carolina on this one.
This one's Oklahoma, and it's the Oklahoma rose. Number 9, common loon, pink and white lady slippers, and the red pine.
This one we said Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. Minnesota, my favorite state. It's got the loon. They love the loon.
Yep, it is Minnesota. And number 10, state gull, sago lily, and none.
We said Washington.
We went with Florida on this one. We're very far apart, literally.
So it is Utah, And the bird is the California gull.
That's confusing, Martie.
With no trees, California gulls, lilies for flowers.
Wow.
Following the swing round, it is now 95 for gaseous clay to 75 for helium, actually.
Second half is all records first, but number 2 may have snuck in there as well.
Okay.
All right. So, number 11. Who is the first fictional character to get a Hollywood star?
That was my guess.
All right, we have the same guess, so we're locked in.
First fictional character. I used to walk by this all the time. There's a lot of fictional characters on there. But if I recall, I think the first one was Kermit. That was my initial guess.
All right. Super.
We said Mickey Mouse.
Correct answer is Mickey Mouse.
Oh.
Ooh, snuck in there with a gut response.
Number 12. What was the first color to be copyrighted? The company also has copyrighted a cartoon character of the same color.
Okay, we have a good guess here, and it's up to you guys.
Yeah, good guess. What were you thinking, Julia?
Well, it's an okay guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly the thing about the cartoon character with the color made me think of Pink Panther for some reason.
So the company that does that installation, I believe, copyrighted. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's always promoting that, so I'm pretty sure that it's pink.
Yeah, great.
You're talking about Owens Corning?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Because I know there's a handful of copywritten colors. We learned that when we were at SparkleCon 2 years ago, right? They had the UPS
I've
brown,
learned nothing.
the Tiffany blue.
Sure.
The only one I could think of that was a character was Barbie Pink.
So we all said pink.
The correct answer is pink, and it's for Owens Corning, the installation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pink Panther and Owens.
But
So
we still
no
get the
point- no
point.
points
no,
for
you
us, or
still
yes
get the
points?
points. You said
Yeah,
pink.
you got it right. You got there wrong, but you got the correct answer.
That's all that matters to me.
That's all that matters.
Technically correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question 13. Zip codes in the U.S. go from east to west, with the highest number being 99950 in Ketchikan, Alaska. Although not the lowest number, but pretty close. Where was the first U.S. zip code issued? You don't need to give me the city, just the state, the territory, or the country. And then bonus, what does ZIP stand for?
Why do I know this?
Okay,
so
Jeff.
stupid. Why
Wow,
would I
he's
even know
losing
what
it.
this is?
Okay, looks like we have some reasonable guesses for this one, so it's up to you guys.
We have
So we know what zip
deliberated.
code is, and we don't know
We know what
anything
zip code
else.
is. Zip is Zone Improvement Plan.
Okay.
And I do not know where the first U.S. zip code was issued, but we are going to go with
New York.
All right, we also said Zone Improvement Plan, and we said Maine.
The bonus, yep, it is Zone Improvement Plan, and the first zip code was issued in Puerto Rico. It is not the lowest number. The lowest number is in New York, but the correct answer is Puerto Rico.
Oh, well, I mean, I get some kind of point.
yeah. We were
Which
we were
is
treading
more
right around
east
it.
than
Yes.
New England. Number 14. What is the longest continuous running sporting event in the United States?
All right, so both me and Jeff are trying to pick each other's answers over our own answers, which tells you how confident we are, but we are locked in.
So Matt, what are you thinking?
So I used to always think that this was like the America's Cup. But I remember that they didn't have it all the time.
Does the America's Cup protect America's jock?
That's possible.
Thank you for the interjection, other
Yeah.
team.
I think next year is the 150th one of these, and I think it's potentially the Kentucky Derby.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it. We're going to say the Kentucky Derby.
Boy, we said the exact same thing and had the exact same backup answer.
So what was your answers?
Kentucky Derby for both. 2 Kentucky Derbies, please.
And the correct answer is Kentucky Derby.
All right.
Yay. We chose wisely, Jeff.
All right. Question 15. Robert Wadlow is the tallest recorded man in history. According to Guinness, how tall was he? Answer within an inch.
Reluctant.
Wow.
Why do I feel like Jeff was the kid who would buy the Guinness book and just read through it over and
I
over?
had several of them.
I remember seeing a picture.
I read all like 800 pages of the 1996 one.
Oh my God.
This explains a lot.
Is it more than the longest fingernails? That's the real question.
This is so gross.
What are we looking at? Probably like 8 foot something.
He's 8 foot something.
I thought it was like 8 foot 6 or 7 was my initial guess.
Yeah, great. Let's go with 8. Let's go with 8'6".
Yeah. Okay.
That's a great guess, but it's not enough.
It's not enough. He was 8'11".
Oh my God.
Correct.
This giant
And there's a
man will kill us
life-size
all.
statue of him in Alton, Illinois.
Illinois, where he grew up, yeah.
Yep.
Shut up, Jeff.
He was a Capricorn.
Wait, he
and
grew up
liked-
in Alton. His dad was a farmer, farmed soybeans.
Jeff volunteers there on weekends.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing I knew about him was that he was from Alton, Illinois. Okay.
All right, with Jeff's mastery of that last question, we have snuck into a tie. It is
Ooh.
120 to 120. Gaseous Clay going right up against Helium, actually.
All right. Question 16. TJ Watt recently joined the 100 Sacks Club, being the second fastest to achieve this record in 106 games, which Divine Defense Hall of Famer achieved this in just 96 games.
Okay, so the other team has locked in, unsurprisingly. Well done, Matt. We don't know right off the bat, but we do see the word divine. So what do you think? Divine Hall of Famer. Angel something angel, holy.
I thought this was the Minister of Defense,
Oh, could be. Who's that?
Reggie White.
Dang it, Jeff. Yes, this man was a minister of only defense, though. He couldn't watch over your weddings, but yeah, Reggie White.
Yep, that is correct.
Well done, Jeff. You know a thing for sure. You're pulling us
How
through
tall?
this
How
round.
tall was Reggie White?
I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, where'd he grow up?
He's not in the Guinness book. It's just a regular record. He's not a oddity.
He's a Hall of Famer.
All right. Question 17. This mind element is the only known element that at standard pressure cannot become a solid.
Hey, Jeff, I'm gonna venture a guess and say this is a gas. In most states.
Can you mine a gas?
I think so, right?
That's
But not like the dwarfs in Snow White, but
they like chip away at it and it floats off from the.
Yeah, like a sack that they just catch it on. Like
They hit
gas
the
sack.
vein and it just starts blowing like
Right?
nitrous oxide
Yeah, there
out,
could
and
be-
Doc's hitting it up.
There could be gas. Doc's doing whippets in the mine.
That's happy.
All right. Well, let's reconsider. Well, it cannot become a solid at standard pressure. So we're either talking about a liquid or a gas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're locked in with a guess.
Ooh, they're locked in with a guess. Do we have a
Matt,
guess?
do you think it's just like mercury?
So my first thought was mercury, and because I can't think of it in a solid form at all. So
No. The other liquid one is bromine, but I feel like mercury is I feel like that's a good
I think
answer.
that's like its number one property is that it's just liquid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's go with
So
mercury.
All right. So we were talking about this, I think, a couple episodes back about how helium is getting harder to obtain, right?
Yeah, and also I know that like it literally takes it to be absolute zero before it's even a liquid. So I figured maybe there was some stuff where it was like really hard to even make it a solid.
Yeah. Helium.
And the correct answer is helium. It is
Yeah.
mined. It's found by natural gas spots, and it's a finite resource that we're actually managing properly.
I'm so glad that my whole mining conversation wasn't totally stupid.
No, and because it's They even call it like helium 2 or helium 3 or something when it's in a liquid because it's like quantum crap that I don't understand that someone could explain to me maybe. But
yeah, if you ever like, I could talk about helium
gas
for
lady,
days.
gas lady.
Yeah. No, it's a superconductor and it's like diamagnetic and it does crazy stuff. Like helium is insanely wonderful.
Helium, the wonder gas.
We should really think about rebranding.
All right. Question 18. Round on the ends and high in the middle. An attempt was made in Ohio in 1986 to set a Guinness World Record that the organization will no longer acknowledge. This attempt led to 2 deaths, a major environmental disaster, and disruptions to both vehicle and air traffic. What was attempted?
I bought the T-shirt last time.
Did you finally?
Yeah, I bought the T-shirt.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Oh, I adore you.
It's Balloon Fest
Balloon
86.
Fest 86.
Yeah, we also said balloons.
Balloon. Yes. 1.5 million balloons. Amazing.
What a horrible idea.
The video was cool.
Yeah.
Question 19. The first song to debut at number 1 on the Hot Billboard 100 in 1985. Who was the artist? Bonus. What was the song?
You said 1995?
85.
1995.
Oh, 95. I'm sorry.
95.
So this also just came up on a game that I played.
Wow.
So we're going to lock in.
All right, 95. Good year. What was going on?
I have a feeling you ought to know what was going on in 95.
Oh.
Jagged Little Pill came out
Was
in
that the year?
1995, Ken.
You ought to know. Well, I'm good with that.
Or do you think it was ironic?
No, I don't. I think it was you ought to know if it's 95.
Okay.
So if you think that, you're not alone, but the answer was You're Not Alone by Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Correct. With the bonus.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had to guess the Michael Jackson song that was it's his last number 1 single, but it was the first to be the Billboard Hot 100.
Okay.
And question 20. What country has the largest indoor man-made waterfall?
The largest man-made indoor waterfall.
This isn't at the Dells? I feel like it would be.
Yeah, probably. Could be.
I doubt it.
The
They just have the most
largest
water.
man-made
And we're talking about largest
Indoor.
by height or volume?
By height.
And that is the largest by height, not by volume, as Jeff
I
wanted
don't
to
know what
know
the
for some
volume is.
reason.
He needs to know.
Did that change your
It's the
answer?
silliest questions. It's the biggest.
Sometimes you're just watching
It's
like
the biggest.
videos on like engineering mega projects at 2 a.m. Ken.
It's the biggest one. Is that by population density or?
I'm pretty sure I know this.
Okay, we're locked in.
Oh boy. Where are they always making weird stuff? Is this in
Dubai.
Yeah, I was gonna-
the UAE.
Yeah.
They got all kinds of. I know they have the largest indoor skiing skiing mountain.
Which is insanity.
It's just like
Right?
what are we gonna do today?
What can we put in this
A
desert?
giant waterfall that you fall into a giant vat of Jello, and then I don't know, whatever it is, anything you could think of, they just build it. So I would say UAE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We think it's in a very well-known other small country, because I'm pretty sure it's in their airport. I think this is Singapore.
Yep, it is Singapore.
Wow.
It is the rain vortex, and it's 40 meters tall. And before that one, the tallest one was also in Singapore.
But what's the volume?
I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I want to go to Singapore is to hang out in the airport because it's really cool.
What's the GPM?
I don't know.
LPM, Ken?
Gallons per minute.
Get your imperial nonsense
Sorry,
out of
sorry,
here.
sorry. What's the LPM?
Oh.
Sorry, we measured this in acre feet of water.
Could you survive in a barrel going over it? Probably not.
That concludes regulation. Looks like Helium actually is serving up some correct answers here with 160 points. But right behind them, Gaseous Clay coming in for the last round with 155. Looking for that knockout punch. So before we jump into the final, really quick, wanted to remind you one more time about our Patreon. We do encourage anybody who is able to support. It's so important to the show to be able to bring you all these new episodes on such a consistent basis. Once again, it is thanks to our Patreon supporters that we're able to bring you the new weekly minis that you're enjoying on the regular feed, as well as all the other bonus episodes. So please do consider supporting at $1, $5, or up on patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
So, for the categories for the final 5. So, Paracelsus is famous for saying the dose makes a poison, and you're essentially deciding on the dose or the number of points you're wagering without knowing the lethality of it. So, the topics are all poisons and toxins. They're not all science questions. It's just kind of the category. So, first one, ototoxins, which affect hearing or can cause hearing loss. Phototoxins, which cause allergic reactions and photosensitivity. Dihydrogen monoxide, which is known to kill thousands every year. Phytotoxins, which are toxins that come from plants. And last, potent potables.
All right. Well, you definitely do need to look out for that dihydrogen monoxide. It's very hazardous. But what's could or could not be hazardous is both teams are going all in on this. So hopefully the questions will be in our favor.
All right. Number 1, ototoxin. What is the name of Willie Nelson, Neil Young, and John Mellencamp's annual benefit music festival called? Phototoxin. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was connected to a collection of 5 famous photographs that caused a lot of reactions. What are these photographs of? Dihydrogen monoxide. Water was dropped on calcium carbide rocks to produce a flammable gas that was then burned for a brighter, steadier light than a candle. This is used in miners' helmets, automobiles, and motorcycles. This flammable gas is still used today, but not for lighting. What is this gas? Phytotoxins. Belladonna is the most toxic plant in the nightshade family and commonly thought of as a trait of all nightshades. However, most foods are nightshades. 2 commonly eaten nightshades have been grafted together into a novelty plant, which works out well since how they grow. What are these 2 nightshades? And potent potables. A pisco sour is a cocktail made from mixing traditional pisco alcohol with lime juice, simple syrup, egg whites, and bitters. What country was this drink originally created in? There are 2 correct answers because neighboring countries kind of debate this one.
All right. We have all the questions. Hopefully we'll be able to figure these out, and we'll be right back.
Birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, whatever the occasion, it just got a little more personal with meaningful photo gifts from Shutterfly. Add a silly photo to a gold-rimmed mug for your bestie. Put your sweet puppy on a cozy fleece blanket for your teen. Gift your husband a desktop plaque featuring all the kids. Enjoy 40% off orders over $29 with code POD40 at Shutterfly.com and make something that means something.
Want to learn how you can make smarter decisions with your money? Well, I've got the podcast for you. I'm Sean Piles, and I host NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. On our show, we help listeners like you make the most of your finances. I sit down with NerdWallet's team of nerds, personal finance experts in credit cards, banking, investing, and more. We answer your real-world money questions and break down the latest personal finance news. The nerds will give you the clarity you need by cutting through the clutter and misinformation in today's world of personal finance. We don't promote get-rich-quick schemes or hype unrealistic side hustles. Instead, we offer practical knowledge that you can apply in your everyday life. You'll learn about strategies to help you build your wealth, invest wisely, shop for financial products, and plan for major life events. And you'll walk away with the confidence you need to ensure that your money is always working as hard as you are. So turn to the nerds to answer your real-world money questions and get insights that can help you make the smartest financial decisions for your life. Listen to NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Everybody shush! William Shatner has something to say.
Cat and Jethro, box of oddities.
What do you do when the woman you love dies?
Well, of course you dig her up and you live with her.
Aww.
The show examines weird things.
There are plenty of old photographs from this time period of children out in the streets playing in and among the dead horse carcasses.
Oh, I miss those days. Things used to be so much simpler.
Cat and Jethro.
Then there's the urine wheel, which sounds like a really bad game show.
Thing done weird things. Cat and Jethro, box of oddities. That is really mysterious.
Join Cat and Jethro Gilligan Toth for the strange, the bizarre, the unexpected as they lift the lid and cautiously peer inside the Box of Oddities.
The Webby Award-winning Box of Oddities podcast from Airwave Media.
And we are back. We have our answers, and it's time to find out who will be today's cream of the crop. Once again, each team wagered 30 all the way down.
Ooh.
So it's really going to be about the answers, just not so much about the wagers. So let's see what happens. Marty?
All right, question 1, ototoxin. What is the name of Willie Nelson, Neil Young, and John Mellencamp's annual benefit music festival called?
Did he drop the cougar? We're going to say Farm Aid.
He never wanted the cougar. The record label forced it on him.
No. And we agreed. We said Farm Aid.
Correct answer is Farm Aid.
All right, good start from both teams.
All right, phototoxin. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was connected with a collection of 5 famous photographs that caused a lot of reactions. What are these photographs of?
We said that these are fabricated fairy photos.
Yeah, I think these are the Cottingley fairy pictures.
Yep, fairies is correct. Or
Well done,
fake
Jeff.
fairies.
Jeff pulled that one out. Well done.
Right, dihydrogen monoxide. Water is dropped on calcium carbide rocks to produce flammable gas that is burned for a brighter, steadier light than a candle. It was used for miners' helmets, automobiles, and motorcycles. What is this flammable gas that is still used today, but not for lighting?
Well, Jeff said to me, I don't know, Ken. The science is too hard. Help me out. And I said, I got you, Jeff. Don't even worry. And I said, acetylene, obviously.
Oh. Yeah, we took, dihydrogen monoxide.
That's not true at all.
Broke it down to its bases and then kind of figured it out from there and had no idea. So we said argon.
The correct answer is acetylene.
Wow.
Well done, Jeff. I'll give him credit.
All right. Phytotoxins. Belladonna is known as the most toxic plant in the nightshade family and commonly thought of as a trait of all nightshades. Many are common foods. 2 commonly eaten nightshades have been grafted together into a novelty plant. Considering how they are grown, it makes sense to combine them. What are these 2 nightshades?
Hey, guess we should have read the question a second
Yeah.
time.
Did you guys say tobacco?
Of course we said tobacco.
We thought about tobacco, and then we thought better. We said potato and tomato.
Oh, it better
because
not be
one
that.
is a tuber.
Yeah, it's like a
and
root.
the other one grows above as a fruit. So
We figured maybe it's a tomato.
We crossed that out to put tobacco, so I'm going to be really sad with myself.
It is a tomato and a potato. They call it either the ketchup and french fry plant or in Australia, the spuds and sauce plant. Which...
Spuds and sauce.
Oh, no.
Yes, and in Australia they say sauce. Just like that, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And last one, potent potables. A pisco sour is a cocktail made from mixing traditional pisco alcohol with lime juice, simple syrup, egg white, and bitters. What country was this created in?
Well, we don't know what a pisco alcohol is, so that created problems. But just based kind of on the name pisco, and you said that there was 2 acceptable answers due to their close proximity, we said España. Maybe Portugal's the other one, but our official answer is Spain.
Yeah, we were a little further west, a lot further south. We were in South America. We went with Chile.
Chile is one of the correct answers. The other correct answer is Peru. It is a Peruvian alcohol.
Oh.
All right, so for gaseous clay, it looks like tobacco really cost them. They ended the game with 185, which is respectable. They went round for round with us, but the team of helium actually really was the better performer today with 250 points.
Yeah, we were really uplifted by that final round.
Yes, we are the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop.
Feels good to be the cream. Or the buttercream? What were we talking about?
Buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
The buttermilk.
We're the buttermilk of the crop.
Just churn and churn.
Just churning these questions out. I don't really like that though.
You guys are the Jake Paul of Triviality right
No.
now.
No.
No Jake Paul, no churning in the studio. But we have Martie to thank for this great game. Great questions today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah. Any final shout outs for you today?
No, thanks to friends, family, Discord people for playtesting the questions, and thanks for you guys for putting on this podcast. So all my hours in the car have something to do.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for this excellent game. We really enjoyed playing it. Really, this was a very well-crafted one. Julia, thanks for coming through as always. We love having you on the show, as always.
Love being here, boys.
Yeah. Matt, did you enjoy yourself today?
Yeah, the ending kind of felt like a big bite out of tobacco, but you know what? It was a fun game. Tastes like grandma.
But you want another bite, right?
Yeah, you can't stop.
You can't stop. And we can't stop thanking Airwave Media. They're our network. You can find them at airwavemedia.com. Check out other great shows such as Plotting Through the Presidents if you want some presidential history stuff. This Day in History. And lastly, Big Picture Science. Get yourself educated with Airwave Media. And that'll do it for today's show. Once again, thank you, Martie, Julia, Matt, Jeff. We love you all. My name is Ken, and that was Triviality.
Spend less time staying in the know about all things gaming and more time actually watching and playing what you want with the IGN Daily Update podcast. All you need is a few minutes to hear the latest from IGN on the world of video games, movies, and television with news, previews, and reviews. So listen and subscribe to the IGN Daily Update wherever you get your podcasts. That's the IGN Daily Update wherever you get your podcasts.
Calling all trivia nerds, Brittany here, and I host the Family Road Trip Trivia podcast with my best friend Meredith. Is your next car ride looking like a snooze fest? We've got the cure. 3 rounds of awesome trivia every week. Harry Potter, Disney, science, sports, you name it. No more silent car troubles. The Family Road Trip Trivia podcast. Connect, laugh, and learn with your kids, big and small. New episodes every week wherever you get your podcasts. Search for the Family Road Trip Trivia Podcast.